Earlier there was some guy who said something about the thermometer. He's like, well, I don't even know. I didn't even read the whole thing. Something about, you gotta, it's old and needs to, I don't know, be checked or whatever. So I'll just do my own check. I'll bring it in and I'll see. Does it match the temperature in the thermostat in here if I do it? And it does. And if I take it outside, does it match? No. The outside temperature doesn't match the temperature that they are telling us, but I can't show that because it's on my phone, because it's on the app, the Apple app that's on, if you have an Apple, the weather app, and you go into whatever city. I mean, anybody can go in and look at my city, Maple Falls, Washington. You can go in and look, see what the temperature is, and I show the thermostat, and it says it's 10 degrees different. But I've been saying this for months before I ever found this thing. And I would be outside, like when I was going to the vet and I was sitting in the car and I was like, oh my God. And I was from someplace much colder. Like I've been in Spokane for 25 years. It's freaking cold, long ass winters. That's why I moved, to get to a place that was supposedly 35 to 75 all year, most of the year, maybe a couple days here or there, but not when they mess with the weather. Then they can do whatever they want. I mean, freaking poor East Coast right now, getting hit hard. People out of, and they did it in Texas, they did it here. They just, they're making the rounds. Let's just keep destroying. Let's go clockwork. Oh, let's go counter. So they do. Oh, I had a lot of fun last week when we wiped out that town. Let's go and do this one, That's what they give. This is what gives them joy. This is what makes them happy. And then somebody had said about the harp and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the thing that we get to know about. But they have far more sophisticated stuff, I believe, that they can do with the weather manipulation. I think they use stuff with frequencies. I think they use, they're obviously using chemicals and stuff, and they can understand what atmospheric, what is going on, and then they know how to go in and make it direct to a different thing. And that might be how harp is used. I just know that harp is kind of like what we know about, and they have a lot of secrets. So I think it's when you've been having a fake sun for a couple months, it changes your view of things. And to me, it's like, oh, well, in the summer, the sun goes there. And, it's like, oh, thanks. Oh, I didn't know that. That's what I'm talking about. It's not doing its normal thing, but good to know you're not paying attention. It's, when you've had the fake sun for a while, then like, okay, They're a lot more sophisticated than harp. And especially when now that, China's coming out with we got a fake sun and we're trying it out. Like, well, they've been trying it out on us for a while, and I don't know where the other sun is. I don't know, they put up a giant curtain. I don't know what the hell's going on. That's what I can tell you. Some people, they want to stay in this, oh, we got to make this work, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, And they're, focused on their limiting beliefs because they can't imagine it could be anything different than what they're told. It has to fit in the box. Everything fits in the box. They give us the box. It's got to fit in the box. And it's like, well, you can sit there trying to keep it in the box. I'm outside that box. I'm looking at it in a broader perspective. I don't have limitations in how I look at it. And I can look at something and go, hey, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You can sit there all day long trying to make sense of it. That's up to you. It's whatever you got to do to process it. I already saw things don't make sense, that they are creating illusions. And, my thing is much more about, when this is all an illusion and stuff, it is, am I seeing through it more? Is that why I can see it? Do other people really not see it? Are other people not paying attention? Like, that is the thing that boggles my mind, is how it is that some of us can see things that other ones can't. And that's where you start thinking about, like, limitations and how perception and perspective works and how we see what we need to see. We're looking all the time for what we need back. That's why we've got so many dysfunctional relationships. We're going outside of ourselves. We want to feel good by this person making us feel good. But then we're really projecting our own injured self on that person. So whatever they're doing, we're perceiving it a certain way. And I've seen it over and over in conversations, how people hear what they want to hear. They don't hear what you're saying. They could hear the words, but they don't hear it the same way. So it's quite interesting how this is all going, that's what I keep noticing. And I keep noticing, that the world will open up to the level of your understanding. And if you don't understand some things that other people understand, it doesn't mean they're wrong or, they're right. Because you're looking at, you need to be focused on your perspective and learning your own stuff. So there's no reason to argue with other people. Oh, you can't see that because I don't see it, so it can't be real. It's like, no, you gotta, we gotta move out of that. I've spent my whole fucking life with this kind of, I'm saying that what I see, and people are telling me, no, that's not there. You're just crazy. You're crazy. That's not there. It's like, well, just because you can't see it, I still see it. And, I've gotten to this place now in my life, luckily, that they showed me. Why? Because everybody's brainwashed. So, of course, they don't see it. They can't see it because they're brainwashed to see what they're told to see. Because they're using something that we do naturally against us. So they're projecting back what they want us to see. So they're directing our minds. It's mass brainwash techniques that they use. It's, it's a giant cult. We're leaving a giant cult. That's why I said it's all about reprogramming your mind and understanding, the toxic lifestyle that they were selling us, and a lot of people were buying it. And it was up to each individual to, draw their own line of what is acceptable. And a lot of people crossed a lot of lines. And those are things that they had to come here and learn about, They didn't know where the line was, obviously. And, the lines become really clear when you turn your soul on, when you connect with yourself. The lines have become very clear. You don't need somebody to tell you the rules. The rules are inside you. They are part of your imprint. So, but when you are cut off from your soul, you're cut off from the information. So you're just trying to live by how they tell you. And, part of their whole thing is to keep everybody in line, is to create this bully system, it's not real if I don't see it. No, it is real. You just are closed off. You're so busy trying to please them and focusing on what they're telling you that you can't see what's all around you. What's all around you is mystery and magic. And, you're focused on trying to make their reality real. But you're only doing that for yourself, because anybody who's seen through the illusion already knows. Anybody who does research already knows. And when people come at you and they start saying, oh, well, this and that, you're just quoting a narrative. Go in and do some research about it, and then let's have a conversation. Don't repeat narratives, because then it just shows that you haven't broke free yet. And there's a lot of people who haven't broke free, and like I've said, no shame. This is, everybody's got to do this in their own time, but, I have to be truthful too and say how I see it. And yeah, I see it as that, you need to break free from this bullying and judgmental, that they've got that inside of you, and you're here to purge that out. So it's going to be coming clear to you, and you need to hear the truth. And those are the things that are coming up in you so that you can heal those things. It isn't about coming in and changing me, changing my beliefs, and directing me how to see things, and, clarifying to me how science works and stuff like that. Science is being used to manipulate you. They use it like they use religion. And you just do some of your own experiments, just like I was doing with the thermometer. and going and checking and seeing, does it match? When I was sitting in the car with Stella and I started noticing, like, it's freezing cold. I'm having to start the car to sit here. It's so freaking cold. And they're telling me it's like 40 something. Jesus Christ, I've gone out in shorts and t-shirts and 40 something. And certainly not sat with my car running. That's more in the teens and 20s. So I'm like, okay, this doesn't not make sense. They're telling me it's like 40 and it's so cold that I can't, I mean, it's frigid. You touch the window, it feels like an ice cube. So, but this artificial disc thing that's out here is not doing it's not doing a natural kind of heat. So they've got the things all jacked up. Things aren't making any sense because they're doing something artificial over here. I'm not sure, how far it stretches. I just know that this is not normal, The sun does not just go and be out there, out yonder, and I don't know. I've paid attention to the sun, like I said, I was a sun worshiper. I was out in the sun. I grew up in the South. I had a relationship with the sun. And I can recognize when it's not the sun. And that's not the sun. That is some sort of artificial illumination disc thing. It's a silver, like it looks like the top of a light bulb, those flat light bulbs. And that artificial light. Only they've got it like turned up so bright. It hurts your eyes, even when it comes in the window in the daytime. And you don't have to look at it and it'll start making me see spots. I can't see. It does something to your eyes. And I think they're doing things like this. This is what I'm talking about with the technology and stuff like that. They're doing things to make us sick. The people who were all dying in the beginning, there was a lot of doctors checking and they were low in vitamin D. You know how important it is to have the sun. Well, you know how important or how much they've told us, stay out of the sun. Stay out of the sun. Don't go in the sun. You'll die. And it was part of our natural body needs it. So, you stay out of it. You coat that stuff that you coat on your skin to protect you. This barrier has already been found to be full of carcinogens, and you're cooking them into your skin. They are creating the cancers that they try and get us to fear. So when you are, putting that on, is it even getting you to absorb vitamin D? I don't know. Is it, how much of a barrier is it? They tell you, put it on every 5 minutes. If you get wet, put it on again. Keep out of the sun. Keep out of the sun. And then all these people are dying to have a low vitamin D. And when you take vitamin D, which I do, I've taken it for a long time because when I did all my testing for a brain injury, you have to go through every freaking test known to mankind. Then, I found I was low in vitamin B12 and I think D, maybe K, I don't remember. But anyways, I have to take those supplements. I don't even have to anymore. In the last test that they have said that I was fine. I was over on them. So I don't really, but it's good to take them. So it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. I just like their lab tests that they just told me that are all wacky. I don't fucking believe it. Their machines can be calibrated however. This is their system. They can do whatever they want. They can change our blood. It's their machines. They're telling us when we're sick. Just like, running down and getting a test. Oh, I don't feel good. I'm going to go get a test. Oh, this is what I got. They told me. You could have anything. The test, any woman who's done those pregnancy tests knows about false positives. That those tests are not reliable. So, what was I going to say? Anyways, I don't remember what I was going to say. Something, but those tests, those aren't reliable. And, we shouldn't need to have a test and a label. And, those are, if they give you a label, so they say, oh, this is what you got, and this is what's going to happen, then you have that in your mind. So you create that to happen for yourself. And that's why anybody who gets it, you got to keep telling them, hey, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. because they get that in your mind, you're not going to be fine. And so then you put it into reality. That's how your mind and manifestation really works. And, you know, when you're manifesting, I'm going to do another one on that with the manifesting, because I was trying to stick to this one thing. And, you know, anyways, it's just about the lies and stuff. The things don't match. You know, you can keep trying to make sure that, you know, to keep it for your sanity, keep it in the box until, you know, the whole world blows up, and then you can try and figure it out. You know, I'm watching it as it's going, and I can recognize that, oh, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense, you know, and I consider that to be aware. That's having awareness, in my opinion, and not having limiting beliefs, opening up outside of the box of possibilities. I'll be back.